How's it going, everyone? I am Walter the Film Hermit, and today I'm going to go over a recent physical media haul. It's a late night Sunday, didn't shave, but I took some time to go pick out some physical media at a retail store. If you like my videos, please like, comment, subscribe, helps the channel so much. So these are actually two separate hauls. Last week I did some physical media shopping, and then I did some tonight as well. I wanted to support a local store in the area. They have great deals on physical media. And I'm going to go over everything with you. Now, noted I said physical media because I didn't say Blu-ray because it's kind of multiple formats. So I'm going to start with Laserdisc. I think I've talked about this on the channel before, but Laserdiscs are in a much older format. And they've become really popular online lately because people really love them. And they have analog video and analog sound. Now, I gave up on this format many years ago just because Blu-ray kind of is a lot better in a lot of ways. But for older films, since they have the original Dolby stereo soundtrack, I kept a lot of those movies in my collection, and some of the older films from like my childhood, 80s and 90s, I'm going to start collecting those again. I had a huge collection, but a lot of it got lost when I moved about 10 years ago. I just couldn't move everything. But now that prices have come down on some of the titles, I might pick some of those up again just for nostalgia. I'm going to start something for the channel, something called Title Locked. That's when I have a title on Laserdisc, and I also have a title on 4K. This is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. This is the 4K UK release, the limited edition from Arrow. So this one I picked up because it has all the bonus features and it has, of course, the best video and the best sound. But of course, this one for nostalgia because it has the original poster on it. So I'll do a separate video on some of these titles, and I'll kind of show you, like, for films that I grew up with, like what physical releases I have for it. So I'm going to consider a title being locked, meaning that I already have the 4K, I have the Laserdisc, and basically, since 4K, I'm pretty convinced is going to be the final physical format we'll ever have, won't be buying any more copies. So this is one of the first titles I'll do a video for, is title locked as Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. This is an amazing, amazing cover. I'm trying not to get too much of a glare on it, but that's the original poster art they used for all the VHS tapes. And it's a fold out. So you open it up, and you get to see all this inner artwork inside. This is when special editions were special editions. So this one's kind of used, but you know, it's a little worn, but it only cost me $5. And a lot of these I didn't actually spend money on. They were trades. I kind of traded some of my older stuff that I didn't need, and I picked some of this up. So this is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and excuse the glare, but I took the plastic sleeves off because I thought the glare would be minimal, but it really didn't help. One I've been looking for a long time is Star Trek V. I do have this on 4K as well, but I wanted to have all the original Star Trek films on laser, because even when my collection was at its height, I don't think I ever had all the Star Trek films on Laserdisc. So I have Star Trek 3 already. So now I have all the Star Trek films except for Star Trek 2. For some reason, I never see that just around, but I'm going to pick up a copy of it. One thing about Star Trek 3 is that Star Trek 3, the soundtrack on here is way better than the soundtrack on the DVD, the Blu-ray, or the 4K. I think a big issue was when they did the DVDs originally, they decided to remaster the soundtrack for 5.1 sound, and they kind of pulled some of the sound, they changed some of the sound effects, they made them less pronounced. You can really tell the difference with the warp drive sounds on the Laserdisc versus the DVD and the 4K. I just re-hooked up my Laserdisc player to my system, and since everything uses HDMI, I couldn't get the video to work, but I just played the audio from this film, and the warp drive sounds exactly the way I remember it as a kid. It sounds so amazing on this. So I'd always want to have some of these movies in my collection for that soundtrack. Again, I'm sorry for the glare. These discs are kind of big. I also picked up, I don't want these slipping, so that way they're going to get ruined. And put them right there. So I picked up Star Trek 4 as well. Star Trek 4, I had the signature collection of that. This is the regular edition of Star Trek 4 on Laserdisc. Of course, this is mostly for sentimental value. The soundtrack I remember for this is mostly the same on the 4K, but I just want to have it in the collection. This is a fold out. Actually, no, it's not a fold out. Never mind. None of the Star Treks were fold outs, if I remember correctly. They were all just, this was a 2-disc though. With Laserdiscs, if they were 2 hours or just slightly over 2 hours, you needed 2 discs because you could only fit about an hour on each side. Sometimes less in order to get the picture the best way they could. So I found myself a Criterion Laserdisc, which is kind of cool because I love Criterion Collection. This is El Cid with Charlton Heston and Sophia Loren. I've only seen this movie once. I saw this on the Laserdisc when it was re-released in the 90s. And I thought the movie was really good. There's a UK Blu-ray, but the only thing in the US right now that's currently available is the DVD for it, which I believe is out of print, but there's a lot of copies out there, so they're not selling for a lot. But this has the original Dolby stereo soundtrack on it. It's even got Dolby Digital on it as well, for people that like surround sound on their Laserdiscs. I'd be really curious to check this movie out again because I'm being really good. Plus, this is a Criterion Laserdisc. They didn't do a Criterion DVD or a Blu-ray for, so it's only Criterion on Laserdisc. So that's a nice pickup there. Also picked up a Brian De Palma film called Obsession. I haven't seen this in many years. This one I decided to pick up just for nostalgia value. I really liked how it says that it's anamorphic video. I want to test this out because I seriously doubt the Laserdisc has anamorphic video. Even though I've read that there are some Laserdiscs out there that do, because when Laser was popular, there were no anamorphic displays. So I'd be really curious to check that one out. So those are the Laserdiscs I picked up last week. I picked up a couple tonight as well that I haven't checked into my inventory yet. So I'm going to set these aside here. I picked up, this is only like $3, Shattered with Tom Berenger and Bob Hoskins. A lot of glare there. I picked this up because I know I've seen this before, but I don't remember it at all. And when I looked at the Blu-ray for it, it's a Kino Lorber that's like $30. And I'm like, I'm probably not going to spend $30 for a movie I don't remember. So $3 is a good way to pick it up. So $3 on Laserdisc. And of course, this does have the original Dolby soundtrack on it. So that's really great to have to the collection. I'm going to set that on this side. And the next Laserdisc I have is Dances with Wolves. I do have Dances with Wolves on Blu-ray. It is not on 4K as of yet. I don't know if I've ever seen this movie all the way through because I remember when this movie came out in VHS, I didn't see it at the theater. Of course, it won Best Picture 1990, directed by Kevin Costner. This movie, when it was on VHS, it was, of course, full frame. And they decided, since it's over 3 hours long, like they used to put 3-hour movies on 2 tapes, but they decided they'd not put it on 2 tapes in this. And they had like a special tape they made just for this movie. My dad told me at the video store they made the tape thinner so they could put more tape into the cassette, and it had terrible tracking. Like half the screen was like squiggling, it would not track, and I think eventually I just gave up. And I have this movie on Blu-ray since it was only $3 for sentimental value. I figured since it's an Oscar winner, I have a Laserdisc in the collection. I did some research on this, and it looks like some of these were widescreen and some of these were full frame, and this one was widescreen. So this one opens up. It's got some linear notes in here. It talks about the actors in the film and about the film itself. Sorry for the little circles there. Let me try to get the glare out of there. I want to see inside of it. So that's a nice pickup for $3, I think. Definitely. I'm going to try to have more Oscar winners in the collections, but like on Laserdisc, some of the older ones. African Queen. I wanted to watch this recently, and I saw the Blu-ray was kind of expensive. It was over $20, and I was like, kind of don't want to pick up an older classic film on Blu-ray at this point, especially if they're going to do a 4K soon. But like $5 for a Laserdisc, and I was like, that's perfect. So I didn't check to see if it was widescreen or not. Oh yeah, it is. No, it's not. It's not white. Well, it could be, but it doesn't say, at least in large enough print. But we'll check that out. I didn't even know this film is actually a widescreen film because some of the older movies are full frame. What year is this? 1951? Okay, we'll do some research on that later. So set that down. The next thing I got on Laser, one of my favorites. We got Iron Eagle. This one I got mostly for sentimental value. I have this on DVD. I have this on Blu-ray. I had to import the Blu-ray because they never released this in Blu-ray in the United States. I forget what country I imported it from, but I got it on eBay. But I saw this in there for like $5, and I was like, I'd love to have Iron Eagle in my collection. It's got the original poster on there from the 80s. This was a movie I used to always watch with my dad, and we always got a lot of enjoyment out of. So that's nice to have in the Laserdisc collection. Let's see what else I got. I got another Criterion disc. I got Great Expectations from 1946. I looked it up. There is a Criterion DVD of this that's still in print. Sells for about $22, $23. So I figured it's a black and white film. It's only available on DVD for right now. Why not pick up a Laserdisc for $10? Good deal. I want to, if I ever get a bigger house, I want to have like a Criterion closet like they have in all those videos. Put all my DVDs, my Blu-rays, my 4Ks, and my Laserdiscs in there. What I've been doing is I've been keeping all of my Criterion DVDs, even if they make a Blu-ray or a 4K later, because I still have the RoboCop DVD. I used to have the RoboCop Criterion laser, I believe, but I might have gotten rid of it. I don't know. I don't remember. I probably didn't. My memory's kind of not great when it comes to what I used to have on laser. And this was actually the great one to pick. Pulp Fiction. I have this on 4K, but I have a 4K Steelbook, which does not have the original poster on it. And this is the original poster that has Uma Thurman on it. And I was like, this is absolutely beautiful, just to have for nostalgia value. And of course, it does have the original Dolby Stereo soundtrack on it, which it shows you right there. Now let's open this baby up. I remember renting this when it came out back in the 90s. And you open it up and it's got a little insert of Tarantino directing, and they get these little circles off the screen. That's really, really beautiful. So in here, I'm gonna get a record shelf that these can fit on. So let's go through the Blu-rays that I picked up. So this was a trade. I actually didn't spend any money on this. I gotta take the little sticker off of the price because I actually didn't pay that. This is The Bridge Over the River Kwai, which I already have and just watched, but I wanted this version of it because this is the version that has Dolby Digital on it. And honestly, I probably wouldn't have spent money on buying this movie again, like double dipping on it, but since I was doing a trade and it was there, I was like, this is a perfect opportunity for me to upgrade my copy. Plus, my 4K copy that I had didn't have a slipcover, but now I have the Steelbook. This Steelbook is okay. Honestly, I would have preferred the title. I don't like Steelbooks that don't have the title of the film in the front. And I don't like Steelbooks that don't have inner artwork inside, but Sony loves to do that. But I've heard this transfer is really, really good, so it's a good pickup. Next one is going to be Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, which I have never seen. And for some reason, I've always made attempts to watch this film. And I actually take that back. I never actually started the movie, but like I've had copies of the movie, but never got around to actually watching it. And I don't have any copies anymore, and I have this one, so now I'm going to set this aside and make a point to actually watch it. This is directed by Antoine Fuqua, and Danny Glover's in it as well. So I'm going to set this aside and make sure I watch this. And it's a Paramount 4K that I didn't have. And for a while, I was collecting a lot of the Paramount 4Ks just because I've almost virtually had all of them at one point. Then I found another Paramount 4K that I didn't have, Lost City. This one was a trade. It was only like $8 for a 4K, and it's brand new sealed. Couldn't pass that up. And I've heard good things about this movie, so I'm going to set this aside and watch it when I have a chance. And I was able to find a Lionsgate Steelbook. I'm going to do a separate video where I talk about some of these Lionsgate Steelbooks are being re-released by Walmart, since Best Buy is not in the Steelbook or movie business anymore, at least not for much longer. Hacksaw Ridge, great film directed by Mel Gibson, starring Andrew Garfield. Love this movie. I have it on regular 4K, but now I'm just going to upgrade this Steelbook because it was a trade and paying me for it. And these Lionsgate Steelbooks are just amazing. They're all slip covers, and they have really great artwork inside. Maybe I'll do an unboxing of this later if you guys haven't seen what it looks like. But if you didn't pick this up from Best Buy, they're going to be re-released from Walmart really, really soon. So next one, Staying Alive, directed by Sylvester Stallone, starring John Travolta. This is a sequel to Saturday Night Fever. I saw this when I was a kid, and I kind of traumatized me. I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid. The main reason I picked it up because I was doing a trade, and it was only $15 in trade for a Kino Lorber. These Kino Lorbers tend to sell for like $40, $35. So, and they do great transfers. I really love the work they do. I always want to support Kino Lorber 4K releases when I can. So these are the Blu-rays I picked up tonight, 4Ks. Found a copy of the new Minions movie. It was only $8. 4K for $8, and it's brand new sealed. So I have all of these movies now. This is the only one I didn't have. The first Minions I have a Blu-ray of, but it's a slipcover and it was a gift. So I don't really see the need of upgrading that, especially since I think these are all 2K digital intermediates anyway. So now I have the newest one, which I haven't seen if you want to check it out. And I haven't bought a lot of these in a while, the DC animated films. That DC animated film with a slipcover. This one is Battle of the Super Sons. Don't know anything about this, so be curious to check this out. This is only about $8. So I'd be nice to kind of get back into the whole DC animated films. They had these exclusive releases with Target, and then they had exclusive releases with Best Buy, and then I just kind of fell out of it. But I always liked these in the past, so we'll see what they did with this one. So that's my haul. It didn't really spend all that much money since I mostly did trades. But just as a physical media collector, it's really nice to be able to actually go to a store and browse and then find deals and basically bring home movies versus just going on the computer and just clicking digital copies. I've been finding now that some younger filmmakers younger film fans are really starting to appreciate physical media just because it's more tactile. You can actually hold something and own something. They kind of like that. So I think physical media is going to have a big turnaround over the next few years. More people are going to start to support it. It's going to become more niche, but it's going to be something that the studios can actually make money from. They're making money now. A lot of people make videos of talking about how physical media is dead, blah, blah, blah. It's dead for people that it was never a big deal for in the first place. That just bought movies just because that was all they could do if they wanted to watch movies. But now, since they can get everything on streaming services or by digital copies, they're fine with that. But real, true film fans that love physical media are always going to support physical media. It's never going anywhere. But I don't think they'll make another format after 4K. I think 4K is pretty much it. So, long video. Thanks for sitting through all of it. As I always say, if you like my videos, please like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel so much. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a pleasant day. Buy something on physical today. Bye.